I'm Bree the Plant Lady. Today I am going to start tackling getting this big foundation landscape bed cleaned up and replanted for the cool season. Can you believe how big this castor bean got just in one growing season? I think castor beans are the coolest. I usually try and just thin out the self-sown seedlings to allow one or two to grow really impressively. And you saw what a giant towering specimen this is. And you know, it's a summer annual. It's an awesome plant to include, very low maintenance, and you'll have plenty of seeds from even a single plant to be able to grow more for next year. So this banana is left over from last spring before we did this bed renovation. And I should have dug it out when it was tiny, but I didn't. And now I'm going to dig it and transplant it to a different part of the foodscape, back behind the fire pit, so that I can have a tropical backdrop for the next season. Okay, now that I have this bed clear, I am going to really start thinking about where I can add some permanent evergreen plants to create structure. I also have a bunch of bulbs that I want to get planted in here before I go ahead and do my direct seeding technique for flowers and grains for spring interest. So I have these potatoes that started to grow on the counter, and we've gone along the edge with the Pro Plugger, dug little holes so we can just drop the potatoes right into the hole. Then we'll cover it up. The final step before we do any planting or any seeding will be to do a light layer of Soil Cube organic compost. Now that I have the bulbs and the potatoes planted, I'm going to come through and do a light top dressing of compost. Now, for those of you living in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, we have access to the best quality product that you will ever get to witness. This is Soil Cube, and this is just the best soil amendment you can add. Unfortunately, they only ship in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, so if you garden outside of this region, find a quality soil supplier and stick with it, because quality soil makes gardening so much easier. This is going to be the ideal surface for you to be able to direct seed into. So plants like larkspur, poppies, bachelor buttons, and also grains like wheat, barley, and oats. You can also direct seed greens like kale and Swiss chard, spinach, arugula, mustard, lettuce. So this gives you the opportunity to be really creative and cover a lot of square footage without spending a lot of money, because seed is way less expensive compared to buying plants. So I got this bed all sown. You can watch that process on the HortTube channel on YouTube. My final steps to get this bed finished will be to plant an edge of garlic and get all my purple violas into the ground so that it looks beautiful right now. I am in the very final stages of getting this bed planted. It's been a couple-day process, but it's worth it to take your time and get the bed laid out and planted on your terms so it doesn't feel like too big of a task. So my final two things are to get an edge of purple violas planted and plant this awesome Moroccan Creole garlic that I just got in the mail from Baker Creek Heirloom Seed, my all-time favorite seed supplier. I'm going to plant this garlic edge all the way around, and that's going to help prevent voles from eating all those tulip bulbs that I planted a few days ago. Plus, I'll have a delicious harvest come this summer. I'm on day 4 of this landscape renovation, and I'm just about finished. I hope that the advice I'm sharing will help guide you to create a beautiful seasonal display using seeds. Most of all, I hope the garden brings you joy. Thank you so much for watching, and happy holidays!